We got some behavior shaking it up out there today. And you know who's should get the finger?
The first one that gets the finger is Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon and the buyer of the Washington Post, the destroyer of the Washington Post, that is.
And what did he do to get the finger?
What he did to get the finger was he gave $40 million to do a documentary on Melania Trump.
I think it was the license.
The license
Yeah.
for the documentary on Melania Trump. Is it worth even watching? No, you'd be wasting more your brain cells.
She's not an actor. Have you seen her in anything?
No, except grifting? No.
Griffin is that's the name of her new movie.
Yeah.
The Grifter.
That grifter.
Many years ago, they had a movie called Grifters, and it was pretty good.
It was pretty good, but those grifters in the movies had a lot more honor than the president of his family and Melania Trump. Okay. There's a whole difference.
Well, you know, for $40 million, and one of the things that, and I want to say this to Michael Tyler Cohen, you know, our healthcare system is just toe up. And here you got people trying to go to the moon. And the Democrats need to pay attention because, okay, number one, you had, I keep saying predecessor, but you had the president-elect coming in, and he have mental issues. Well, his then went beyond mental issues.
It's dangerous. It's just straight out dangerous. It's beyond mental health.
Okay. And the Democrats could come with it and just say, you know what, we need to focus on mental health. We need to focus on healthcare, period, because our healthcare system is horrible, absolutely horrible.
And it's only going to get worse if Bobby Kennedy Jr. becomes Secretary of Health and Human Services.
And
he's going to blow it up.
Not only blow it up, for his research and development, you know that they have rare diseases, and those diseases are called orphan disease. And in those rare diseases, at least 200,000 people or less might have this disease. Now, once they have that count on these people, they kind of feel like, you know what, it ain't worth doing research on these diseases. That's right. And that's
because it's not for profit.
It's not for profit. Well, you know, you just can't say a person get a disease and we're not going to check into it. That's absolutely crazy. That's crazy. And what's her name? Celine Dion has one of those what they call orphan disease. She has a disease called stiff person syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's one of those rare diseases. You have ALS. That's an orphan disease. Now, even if you got a common disease like a Parkinson's disease that the young man that the president gave a metal tube.
Michael Fox, Parkinson's, yeah.
Yeah. If one of us had Parkinson's or if we have sickle cell or it's sad, but we're going to be looked over because we're the marginalized. That's whether we have a disease that's either a disease
like Parkinson's disease
or orphan disease, because now cystic fibrosis falls under that category as an orphan disease, and ALS falls under orphan disease because they just feel like, well, you know what, we ain't gonna touch it because it ain't a money maker, but you got the disease. So I'm trying to figure out what the genetic testing is for, because they find some and then you just got it. They ain't got the money, they ain't gonna raise no research. But that's what I want to say. He could take that $40 million
and invest in those research for different types of diseases instead of the $40 million waste on a documentary that nobody watched in Melania Trump.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the Kardashian documentary before I'll watch Melania Trump.
And I'm just saying, the Democrats need to horn in on healthcare, because that's an issue that, you know, when they have trouble with messaging, you know, hey, it's about a human life, and it's not about selling our lives down the river. Okay, and you got all these BBCs, the Billionaires Boys Club, and they're taking their money and want to go to another planet. But we're diseased out here. We're diseased out.
They're not even worthy for space travel.
But that's what I want to say. I just wish that the Democrats would, you know, come with their boxing gloves
And you need to treat, the Democrats need to treat the Republicans and the president like they did with President Obama. No on everything. Do not cooperate on nothing.
Oh, well, you know, Hakeem Jeffries already said he is not saving my boy Mike Johnson. He not saving him. So, you know, I don't know what he going to do. And when they get in there, they're going to find out how much they need them, since they sit up there and Mike was acting like Chester Cheatham when Kamala came in and she was so graceful. And then that guy that didn't even want to shake her hand. Now, that was just pure.
That was Senator Deb Fisher's husband from Nebraska.
We should give him the finger, too. Yeah, he deserves it.
Now, he deserves it as well.
Yeah, he deserves
But
it.
he deserves an honorary mention, but we're not going to see him as much. So he's an honorary mention.
Yeah. All right. So.
More like a dishonorable mention.
And like I said, once again, that money that they're taking, using to go to space and do all these crazy things.
You should be using it to help a disease and cleaning our planet here before we even talk about Mars and space exploration.
And focusing on like they want to say, well, it's the gays over here, or it's
or it's the gays over here, the transgenders over here, the blacks over here, or the brown people over there.
The message should be, we are fighting for, just like you're fighting for rights, we're fighting for
survival, to right to live.
Well, and a human life. Look at us as a human life. Package us, like the body. When you go to the doctor, they package us they split it up into separate parts. But it's just a whole. It's a whole body. It's a whole body. We're whole as a people, and they need to look at our healthcare system and take care of the whole body, underlining factors, and get rid of all the stuff that they just topical, like putting a bandage on our life. We don't need that.
What we need is lifestyle changes. 80%, 90% comes down to your health, comes down to what you eat, your diet, and your lifestyle. That's what it is. Lifestyle.
Now, I don't know what Jeff Bezos eat, but the bottom line is he could take that $40 million
and put it into research right here.
If they want to work with Congress and they want to have all these agencies, they got the money, and just say, you know what, we want to clean up our nation.
Or even have used that to pay off the government debt, which is $34 trillion.
You know what he could have took that $40 million to do? And since they created, the drug industry created what?
Yeah, the pills, and
well, what was that drug that they created that everybody's on?
Like one was Ritalin was one.
Not Ritalin. The one that's killing the opioid.
The opioid crisis. They could have just did that to clean up opiate disease.
Yeah, he could take $40 million and go in there and say, hey, Democrats, I want to donate money to the healthcare cause, to clean up our nation, to make it better, to even have people coming in, if they're going to be presidents or presidents-elect senators. We need to do some assessments and see if, or
$40 million to create a mental health program so we wouldn't need the police in the first place.
Well, we're going to always need some sort of policing. That's not going to go away, because we need law and order, because we got.
Yeah, but law and order, what I interpret in law and order means controlling the minorities. That's what I see in property. Because
I understand that, Woo, but you got to understand that people are out of control. The Congress, they're out of control.
And the Congress is out of control as well. So if Congress is out of control, there's no credibility for law and order. It's broken.
Well, we're trying to get it back to a point where, it will serve the people, not the billionaires. It will serve
not the billionaires, the corrupt billionaires, and not all billionaires are the same.
By giving Jeff Bezos the finger for the day, like I said, he could have taken that money that he had.
And he could have used that money to solve mental health problems like Mark Cuban did with his health.
Yeah, I know Mark was probably over there struggling because he still got to work with those guys. But the bottom line is that he is doing something productive, and he's trying to get our healthcare system back on track, because if you're sick in America,
you're dead. You're dead. And that's why he was said, do not get sick in America because you will be dead. It's lifestyle.
Yeah. But
And how not to die.
the finger for the day goes to Jeff Bezos for not taking that money and putting it into a worthy cause. And healthcare would have been a wonderful
And
cause.
mental health and things like that.
Mental health would have been, it's mental health and health. That's an area that the Democrats need to focus on, because
they need to
all
like
this
the economy.
crazy messaging that they got out there. It is the people, we the people. Not we the billionaires
or the millionaires.
We the taxes, not their taxes. Not we the terrorists, but we the people. And you need to focus on something as simple as saying, we're coming out here, and like the message to Harris said, I've only had one client, and that client was the people. Well, okay, then the Democrats need to say, I got a client, and my client is healthcare. The healthcare will better the people, and that we could have a better system. So we're going to give another finger to who?
To my other favorite, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO of Facebook.
Can you believe
now he's getting rid of fact checks and trying to turn it into free speech at all. And it gets worse than that. Guess what he's putting on the Facebook board? Dana White, the CEO and founder of MNA, that was an abuser. They want to talk about, we want to go back to free speech. And what does free speech mean in the right-wing community? That means a license and freedom to lie. That's the way I interpret it. The right to lie and the right to bully. That's what it really means.
Well, you have one young man on Midas Touch from Canada, and he's from, and what did he tell
Minister Angus, that was the member of Parliament of Canada.
And he said,
and Canada is not part of the 51st state of the United States, and we do not want for-profit health care where you could be bankrupt.
And he said, we are not going to be what?
We're not going to be bought, and we're not going to be the 51st state. We're Canadians.
And we're not going to be bullied.
And that was Mr. Angus.
There you go. So Mark is running around there with the fruit knocked off the loom of his drawers once again, and got billions of dollars, and just being straight up sissified. No pun intended, but just saying that, seeing him taking the stance that he have, and all.
Yeah, I mean, he has really no value, no stance. Yeah, he may have supported Obama, and yes, he may have supported Trayvon Martin. But when you support this president, and when you support, it wipes out all the good, wipes it out completely.
Yeah. So they went over there, took their brand, and dirtied it up. What?
And they dirtied up with the president and the last thing, putting Dana White on the board that's been accusations of abuse.
Well, it's a lot of them up there with accusations.
There's a lot of them that's accusations of abuse on the Facebook board. And then he put a Republican, MAGA Republican, on the board, another board on Facebook as well. Wow. Which means we want a license to lie. And we want to have no accountability.
We want a license to lie and no accountability. Now that's pretty sad. That is sad. And who else gets another finger for the day?
Oh, our favorite judge, the Clarence Thomas replacement. Watch when Clarence Thomas retires. Another disgrace of Thurgood Marshall's seat. Justice Aileen Cannon.
Aileen Cannon. And what did she do? Well, what have she not done?
I mean, what she's not done, here's what she did. She was biased towards with the president in every way, shape, and form. She even blocked a report when she had no authority to. She blocked a report of Jack Smith's report on the president's crimes. Okay. And she had no authority to do that.
She don't have no authority in this case whatsoever, do she?
And not only that, she was always in line with the president every single time and against Jack Smith.
She's going to get the smackdown, beat down.
She's going to get the beat down many times over, but she's going to be a Supreme Court justice. You just watch.
I hope she don't. We're not trying to call that out. Maybe she'll get ousted before, she gets stripped down by the appellate court. They got her once before. I hope they get her again.
And the appellate court they're going to get her twice. But what's going to happen is even though she gets sanctioned twice by the appellate court that's higher than her, she's going to be a Supreme Court justice.
But whether she get, and I'm hoping that she really don't get Supreme Court justice. I'm not saying that for sure, and you don't know that for sure. We just hope she don't. But that's
Based
kinda,
on the behavior, but look at what the cabinet appointments.
yeah.
Like for instance,
We already know the cabinet's appointment, but
based off the cabinet.
But what I'm saying to you is that the bottom line is that all the things that she put in motion, she has been a terrible, terrible judge, and that's why she's getting a finger for the day, because
Not only a terrible judge, she's been biased.
she's not smart either.
She is not smart.
Not smart at all. So her thing is definitely about money.
It's her thing is about
rising to power.
That's all it is. She's going to get, and the worst part is she might even get it, and that's the worst part.
Well, I hope she don't. I understand what you're saying, but I really hope that she doesn't get it. I mean, we got enough. We got other people that can go up there, and she doesn't need it. She doesn't deserve it.
And she doesn't.
And she can be stopped. So our next person is Jeff Griffin. He gets the finger for the day because of what?
And Jeff Griffin for the finger of the day because he did not respect the fact for being a sore loser in the courts. Justice Riggs won by 700 votes, okay, in North Carolina. And what he's trying to do is throw out 10,000, 60,000 votes so he could join the court in the back door without getting the most votes.
So that's what they're doing. They taking all these cases once again to the court so the Supreme Court can approve it and give him the win.
Give him the win.
Man.
And there was no evidence of fraud. When you went to the North Carolina boards of elections, which was run by the there was no evidence of fraud. None whatsoever. Twice. No evidence whatsoever.
Okay, so now we've covered our finger for the day. And these might be not just for today.
They might be getting multiple appearances on the finger for today.
Well, they just got this bad behavior, and
There's more than just bad behavior. This is malignant narcissist behavior, which is the most destructive of the neuropsychological field.
Well, I don't know if all these people on this list are malignant narcissists, but I know something is going on with them, and I know that their behavior is not right, and I can't understand why news channels like CNN, who's over there acting like Fox News, a propaganda channel, who CNN I totally lost respect for. I don't know why, they're sitting there knowing that all these things have shaped into lies and no trust, and and the timing is just, here we come. He's coming into office, he's rolling in, and you're sitting there reporting a bunch of lies. Because
it's not misinformation, it's a bunch of lies. So we need to stop saying the word, another word that we need to ban for 2025 is the word misinformation. That's a fancy way of saying for lies. Well, we need to call for what it is. Lie, truth is truth, lie is lie. There is no in between.
All right, and so now that everybody got the finger, what are you going to do with your finger?
I'm going to do...
Just, give them the finger.
I'm giving them the finger, the left finger. This is what I say. This is the finger of the day.
And we're out of here.
We're out of here.